That should be it. You are live.
Yeah, we're
We
live.
are live. You ready?
Boom, baby. We're live.
How's my background look? Does it look okay for you?
It's amazing. Yeah.
It's not as good as your
Did you get
background. You're like the Martha Stewart version of the YouTube
did
background.
you No, man, you got it. Did you get a new camera, by the way?
No. Same camera. It's on
Crazy.
the
It must be
computer.
the lighting.
Yeah, it's
It must be the lighting.
it's daylight here. It's sunny time, right now. I think last time I did it was a cloudy day. So, what's up? Big Daddy Crypto is in there. Rich, Weatherford, Liz, Jim. I know Liz. I know Jim. I talked to them and Rich. I just don't know who P Mushroom is. He says, "Oh my God," because he thinks crypto market's all going to zero, maybe, right?
Probably. That was a good one today. I mean, that was a nice little crash today. Went down pretty low, but
that was definitely a crash. I'd say that. That's for sure.
I'm curious what you're gonna say about the shorter, let's say, shorter time frames. I'm really curious about that later on. If you're
shorter
gonna go
time
into
frames.
that.
Maybe Darius, what did you do to my Solana? You can't ask me, man, what I did to your Solana, man. You gotta talk to Go CZ, buddy. Mighty Darius incoming, 13K incoming. Nah, I don't think so.
Probably
13K. I don't think it's gonna get down there. So
probably not 13K. Hey, I'm wondering.
I don't think
when I open the stream, I'm just not in the best quality right there when I'm checking the stream quality.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Okay.
Let me check the audio. Hey guys, can you see me quite blurry? And Greg is pretty clear. Anyways, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I did say the bottom was in, but I said there could be another low, Detroit Dan. Quit. You know that I said that. It could go back down that low, and I said it was not a big deal. I said that numerous times on my videos.
Yeah, you made pretty good calls. You made pretty good calls.
Yeah, I said
last
numerous
week's
time.
month.
I was actually expecting Bitcoin to go down to those levels before, and never did it. And I've said that it could break the low right there, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal again right now. I don't think so.
True.
It was an opportunity to buy Bitcoin, but I'm sure the people who wouldn't buy Bitcoin didn't buy any Bitcoin. I would have bought a little bit of Bitcoin. I bought a little bit. So
yeah, that's a good call. I mean, if people could have snagged it down there,
you could snag Bitcoin at 17.1.
Hundreds.
Yeah, 17.1, which I think is pretty decent. I mean, not like just you don't put your life savings into it or anything like that, but 17.1, $70,100 Bitcoin is pretty darn good in my opinion. Greg, I think a fifth wave truncation is on the cards, but let's wait and see. We're in the middle of midterm, so volatility makes sense. What are you talking about? The wave that is completed right now? You think that's a fifth wave? Is that what you're saying, Jim? I don't think that's a fifth wave. I don't think it's a fifth wave. I think it's some sort of other type of wave. It's too long. It's too long in time. If you're saying it's part of the fifth wave. Hey, Hutan, how you doing, man? If you're saying, Jim, if you're saying it's part of the fifth wave from those other waves that are up top, that wave is way, way too long in time for it to even to make sense. Oh, hey guys, what's up? What's up, Rom? We are in fourth wave, so the fifth wave might not go beyond the third wave, 69K. Yeah, you could have a truncated fifth wave. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I see you're talking about going up on that wave. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you have to be prepared for it, like, not even going up to 60, like, up to those highs at all. You have to be prepared for it to just go up, like, maybe 30K, and then it might do, like, a three-way move up there, and then it's gonna come back down again, and then go down to 13K. That's what I think it would go on. What they said everything's very blurry. Are you looking at
Yeah, I
the,
think.
are you looking at the screen? How's it look?
Yeah, my side is pretty blurry. Let me check if I can get. Maybe it's because of the lights. Maybe I need to turn the other lights on. Let me check that.
Yeah, so Jim, that's what it's saying right there on that one, where you're saying we're in the fourth wave, so the fifth wave might not go beyond the third wave. That's a possibility. The possibility is it might just go up into three waves and then come back around, back down. All right. Thanks, Christian. Yeah, and you're talking about the DXY? Yeah, something weird is going on definitely with the DXY for sure. It went down to 109, I think. It seems like it has a little bit of weakness. And yeah, it's at 109 right now. So, all right. What's up, Patrick?
I'm going to reconnect quickly. I think that's probably some issue there. I'm going to be right back.
Okay. Is my side blurry?
No, it's only my side. You're perfectly fine.
Yeah. So did anybody buy any Bitcoin at 17.1? Put it in the chat if any of you guys buy any Bitcoin at 17.1. Too scared? Too scared to do it? Yeah, I think it's not a bad idea, guys. Think I'm going to go buy some crypto right now? You got some Luxo at 6? Yeah, I was looking at Luxo. I sold my Luxo. I got a 2x out of Luxo, and I sold it. I was looking at it. It was actually looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good because the RSI was so deep on Luxo. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up real quick for you on Luxo. Luxo, where is it? Luxo at 6. Let me see here. Okay, so here's the thing. Present. Just a second, guys. I'm still getting used to this. LYXE. All right, you guys can see my screen, right? I think you guys can see my screen. I was just looking at the RSI down here for Luxo on the daily chart. You see how far down it came? It did this wave. It might have a little bit more to go. You're not out of the woods yet, but it went right on top of my box. It's down there. And then on the 12-hour, you can see how deep the RSI is right now. So it came down, corrected all the way over here. This RSI is way, way down there, taking everything out over here. Okay, resetting that whole cycle that it did over here. Now, that's not to say that it can't whiz up and come back down over here and do something over here and take its time. But this right here was a really good trade, guys. This right here, getting in here, riding this up and selling this and then picking it back up over here. That was really good trade, guys. So, what's up, man? Hey, man, can you, I guess I can see the screen with us on the side right there. Okay, I want to do it like that. There we go. All right, man. Yeah, be patient with me, guys. I'm still like working on that. Did you get that on Luxo, Hutan? Who had 4 cups of coffee today? I had 3 cups of coffee today, and then I had 1 decaf cup today because you know, gotta watch the caffeine or else I'm up all night. If I have 4 cups of coffee, I'll be up like 2 or 3 in the morning. But you know, I'll be up doing like studying crypto. That's what I'll be doing. All right, let me see here. Stop screen. So that's what he said. What did this person say? I&J also look good to buy. Yeah, I actually looked at that and I decided to nibble a little bit on injective protocol because that thing is pissing me off, right? I wanted to get in at $1.44, decided not to pull the trigger, and the thing just kept going up and up and up. And that might have been, now that I've bought it, it'll probably go down more. So, all right, Patrick, what's up next, man?
Oh, let's see. Man, had an amazing day today. Pretty busy today. How was your day so far?
Yeah, my day was pretty good, man. It's pretty good. Just been paying attention to the crypto and everything that was going on today in the crypto market, like, just all the volatility, and then it bounced real high. Did you see Binance coin went up to $400?
Yeah,
Binance
that's when
bounced to $400. So Binance coin and Ethereum still look really, really good. I picked up some Ethereum too, like $1,200 and something on Ethereum. So, what's up, Michael?
I think that Binance bounce, that was during the time when CZ was tweeting that they're gonna jump in at FTX, something like that.
Yeah, he's gonna buy FTX. I mean, what a storm cascade of events that guy sent off. And when he said that, he sent out that tweet like it was all casual. Oh, we're looking out for the best interests of the crypto market. And I was like thinking, uh-oh, what do we got going on now? And then right around that time, I was thinking, like, I want to put an Ethereum short. I'm thinking about layering into an Ethereum short. And I was like, maybe not. And let's go up a little bit more. And then next thing I know, this is happening. The tweet happened, and then all this other stuff is happening right now. And it just started going crazy. Can you check Chili's? This guy wants B-Daddy Crypto wants to check out Chili's. Let's check it out. Chili's is really strong coin. It's back down in 19 cents. I got into Chili's. Let me see here. I will present Chrome. Here's Chili's. Let's go. Here is Chili's, guys. Chili's is looking actually. You want it to suss itself out a little bit. It has a massive bounce right here, guys. It came all the way down to, what is that, 17 cents, and now it's back up to 19 cents. And then you can see this is the its sequence that it did, and it broke it, and it's coming back down nice and deep in that RSI. But it could still have some move over here. It might not be enough. It might have to do something like this and then come back down over here like that. And then you can get it over here. But let's take a look at the retrace that it did just to see on that retrace, more or less, what did it do? 886. Yeah, it almost retraced the whole leg. But as long as Chili's maintains that low right there, it's good. This low right here of, was that 16 cents? And it's good. And I think that it will. It should. It should. Either way, it's still, I mean, this is a bullish coin, guys. It didn't even have to break the low or anything like that. So Chili's is good, I think. That was a pretty massive dump for it today. What did it drop today? 41%. 40% today. You believe that? 40% today. Is blood not over? I don't think so, guys. I think you just have to wait for it to for everything to suss itself out and what's going to happen here with Bitcoin, guys. It's basically going to be Bitcoin. Bitcoin is so weak. Don't you think Bitcoin is kind of weak compared to some of the other, like Ethereum and Binance? I think so. What do you think, Patrick?
Definitely. If you look at it, I mean, it hasn't had this big pumps lately.
Hey, your speakers aren't right, man. What happened?
Say it again.
It's not right.
Can you hear me?
No, you're not going through your microphone.
Oh, let me reconnect quickly.
Christian, right here. This guy, he asked, do you think it can go lower? Yeah, I think it can go lower. For sure, guys. QNT can go lower. let me take a look at quant. Let's see. Present. Where's quant? Let me see here. So making sure. Chrome tab. Quant. Share. There we go. Yeah, now quant right here, guys, on the 12-hour, it's nice and deep in that RSI. So it's reset that whole leg. So that's good for quant. It came down and reset that whole leg. You can see in this 12-hour chart from this point to that point is the cycle for quant. And it came all the way back down here and took everything out on the 12 hours. So that's really, really good for quant. And it did the same thing on the daily right over there, guys. But that doesn't mean that quant can't go lower. It can come over here and do something like this again, because it might not have enough time in its cycle over here, corrective cycle. It might need to go back up like this, and then it can come back like that and do something like that. So more than likely, that's what I think the quant is going to be doing, guys. You know, I don't think it's going to end here and then start ripping again. It could. You know, it's a bullish coin. So let me take a look at it on the weekly. What did it do? Let's see here. You dare, Patrick? Yeah, it would be nice to get it a little bit down, a little bit more on the weekly too, guys. You know, just a little bit. Patrick, what happened, man? What's the problem here, man? All right, I guess Patrick's trying to figure out his thing. That's why. Waiting for 30 cents ADA. You waiting for 30 cents 80 Cardano? I don't know. Let me see here. Let me check. Hey, Patrick, what's going on with you, man? Patrick. All right, guys. Patrick's just left me hanging. Can you check eGold? Yeah, I was looking at eGold Shooty Mac. I was looking at eGold a little bit. I think it got down to 48. It's looking pretty good, but you kind of got to let I mean, unless you want to take a lot of risk and you want to buy a little bit of coins right now, real small amount. And you know, don't go overboard with it. That's what I was doing, just a tiny amount. Just a small amount, something that just, if it goes down more, it won't bother you. That's how you gotta look at it. Kind of like Bob Lucas, you know, he said he bought Bitcoin at 19,000, and then he said if it went down to 14, he was not really worried about riding it down there. You know, he was a long term. So you're buying the bag, not for trading. You're buying the bag of your coins, and you're doing it for the long term. That's why I was buying Solana. I thought Solana, because I thought Solana was going to go to $14 or $15 maybe. It might wick down there. I was waiting for it. I was sitting in front of my computer to do that. I was like, come on. I know it can do it. I saw FTT. It was like just dump. And I thought for sure that was going to go with it. And I was going to go all the way down. And I was going to hit some. Say something, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm back. But the quality, for some reason, I have no idea what's going on today.
You know what?
But anyways, I'm back.
I was going to say, Rich, man, some of the coins we've been going over are doing pretty well. Like Metis was still hanging out there. What was the other coin I was checking out that was just hanging out there a little bit? Oh yeah, a left zero or a zero. I was like, all right, let's see this one go down. I was like, it's still sitting it's like still above where I bought it. And I was like, okay, forget that one. INJ, yeah. Put that right there. So let me go over. The guy asked about Cardano. So the issue with Cardano, I'm going to show you guys something. It's not an issue. It's a good thing. All right. Let me go here. Chrome tab, Cardano, share. All right. Patrick, you see my screen pretty good, right, man?
Yeah, sure. We see it. It's perfect.
Okay. All right. Cardano right here. See, Cardano went up into a move right here, okay? This is what I think Cardano could have done. So I don't think you're going to see your 30-cent Cardano. Not now. because this on Cardano right here, here's your third wave peak. So it went up in a 1, 2, 3, 4, and this was your 5. This is probably a flat. This is probably a flat, guys, like this. This is probably 3, 3. That's the flat. Those are the moves I was telling you about, like that. You see? Those moves like that. This is probably a flat. And then if you check the retrace on it, let me take a retrace just to get an idea of wick to wick. You see it came down to 786. It came down to 786. That's where you wanted to get your Cardano at 35 cents, probably, in my opinion. It would have been nice to see it go down and more deeper in the RSI. I don't like that. You know, it should have been deeper in the RSI, in my opinion. I don't like that. But more than likely, the Cardano is probably going to suss itself out over here and make another wave over here, guys. That's what I'm thinking with Cardano. Cardano is going to do this. At a minimum, Cardano is probably going to do something like that. So that's what I would think with Cardano. Just because this looks too much like a flat. You see how's that 3, and then it went up in a 3, and then it came down 5. And this whole thing's too big for this wave down here. I mean, it could be up to here. It could go up to there, but I don't think so. I think this is the 5th wave. It came down 3, up in 3, and it did a flat. And then it's getting itself ready over here to go this way. That's what I think about Cardano. So.
Hey, there was one guy in the chat asking about Axis.
Axis Infinity?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, there's somebody here. They want to final Ray Mont. This guy right here. He's thinking it's final capitulation. Or he's asking. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys. So we're taking a look at Bitcoin. Let's try to dissect this. Okay. I'll show you guys some things here. Let me go to a daily chart. Okay. You guys see this? You don't see my screen yet, do you? Present, share screen.
No. Yeah.
Just a second. I still have to get used to this. I'm getting used to it, guys. Here's the deal with Bitcoin. You see how big this whole area is? Okay, so let me remove this for now. You see how big this area is right here? That's the issue with this area, okay? So right now, that whole area from the bottom of that wick to the bottom of this wick is 146 days. So that's an issue. It can't go with that. It can't go with this. This is, I think, 60 days. What was this, 60 days? Yeah, 72 days there, okay? So I'll show you guys an example of how that works. You see this wave? You have a 3-wave move like this. This is a 3-wave move. It's a W, ABC, up for another ABC, back down for another ABC. Okay? I'll show you guys something. How the time works. You see this wave? If I go to the time of that wave, it's more or less about 76 days from the top of that wave to the bottom of that wave. Now its partner wave will be more or less in the same time. So if I check it from there to there, it's 84 days. So you see how this wave is 84, this is 76. So that wave goes with this wave. It's a partner wave. And for somebody to say that this wave and now this wave goes together makes no sense. They don't understand how wave sequences works, because you don't have a wave that goes 74 days, 84 days, and then a wave down here that would take 120 days. It has to be something different. Okay? And then this wave, because it's a 3-wave move, if you guys can see my screen, this is a 3-wave move. And the reason I know that this is a 3-wave move, right, like that, it's an ABC, it's a Y leg, is because down here in the RSI, you don't have any divergence from the A wave to the C wave. Okay? Lots of people were looking for divergence on this leg to find the bottom. But on a 3-wave move, you're not going to find divergence. So now that we've eliminated that this is probably not part of that, not part of that. So what is this? What is that? Good question. The bearish idea is that you could say this is 1-2, and then it would be some sort of diagonal, but it makes no sense because now that you have 1-2, and then maybe a 3, and then a 4, and then a 5 like that. Okay. The problem is with that is now you have a 5-wave sequence just sitting like by itself. Okay. You have to have a 5 over here and to get that 5 over here. So I'm not sure. I think that this was the end of it right here, more than likely. I was expecting it here. And then in my videos, I was expecting it over, it could come back down over here too, guys. So, and it bought it up pretty good, I think, in my opinion. Like, where is it at right now? 17. You could pick up, just right under there at 17,100, and now it's already at 18.1. So just let it suss itself out for a little while. Don't buy any. I wouldn't buy any Bitcoin right now. Well, I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Like anything below 20K is okay for a long-term hold or something like that. A small portion of it, whatever you're comfortable with holding for a little while. And then, but that right there would have been the area, 17,100. So that's the whole thing with it. What is this? Is this leg? Does this leg go with this leg? Is this A, B, C? You can make the argument that this was ABC right here. If you take an extension and you go like this, and you put it on top of that wave, you can see it's a perfect 1-to-1 right there too, guys. Hold on for a second. You see that? So is it this? Don't know yet. It made such a mess. You just don't know. Is it ABC? Here's your A. Here's your C. And is this over here at ABC? Is this AB? Here's your flat. Didn't make a W. So this would be your WXY like this, guys. This should be your W. That's your X, which is another flat. And there's a Y like that. You could have that argument. And then it's a WXY XZ, a very rare structure that rarely ever happens. I don't even think there's any, there's not any price history of a WXY XZ structure that I've heard of. So, all right, Patrick, what's up, man?
Yeah, what happened today? That's definitely unexpected for most of the people in the space right now.
Yeah, I took some people by off guard, but once I saw what's his name's tweet, CC's tweet, I was like, uh-oh, something doesn't smell right, So, that's why I had the chilies. Like some people are asking me, like, why are you selling your chilies if you're bullish on it? Well, it's going to go up in a wave and then it's going to correct just like it did. Same thing with Flow. I bought it and it went up. And I sold it, and it's going to correct just like it did. At some point, I just didn't know when it was going to be. Like it could still go up and then correct, right? Same thing with Luxo. I mean, look, Luxo went up 2x. Should be taking profits on the 2x, in my opinion, especially right now, and get out of it. So, but I was looking at some other coins that are holding their lows, like Phantom was doing okay. Phantom's still
Gala.
3 cents. Huh?
Gala also didn't drop.
Yeah, I mean, Gala hasn't even come down. Gala hasn't even come down to those areas where I originally got it, down to less than 3 cents yet. So that's actually good news for Gala. That's actually good news for Gala. Some sort of strength there with Gala for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely like proving again. It's a strong position actually somehow. Especially after what happened like the last 2 weeks with all the FUD around Gala. So yeah.
Christian says, it's impossible to buy on 1,700 if nobody expects they can go that low. I might have an order just in case, and the price is just last minute. 1,700 for. Do you mean 17,000? I think
so. Yeah, he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now, I mean, if you're bullish on Bitcoin long term, like picking it up at 17,000, guys, like getting a small portion for a long term hold is probably a pretty good idea, in my opinion. I mean, even if Bitcoin goes down to 14, let's say it goes down to 14K, You know, what's going to be better? Look at it like this. What is going to be better? Is it going to be better to buy some at let's say 17? Let's say it hits 17 and you get it at 17, or you're just going to wait for the bottom where you think it might be, because what happens when it gets down there again, then it's the same process starts all over again. So what happens is it gets down there to 14, then you're going to have all the bears saying it's going down to 10 now. So then that same person won't buy it at 14. They're still waiting for it again, and then it takes off. So now you got Bitcoin that kind of maybe went down that area, and then it takes off a little bit. Now next thing you know, it's at $19,000 or $20,000, and you missed it. So it all depends. You want to have a strategy with this. Like, you don't take all of it. Like, if you try to go with a strategy where you're going to just dump everything at the bottom, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So if you have let's say you have $10,000 that you want to put into Bitcoin. Personally, I would have thrown $1,000 at 17.1. That would have been me. I would have had no problem doing it at 17.1, even if I thought I was going down to 14. No problem. And if it goes down to 14, then you buy maybe $2,000 worth of Bitcoin at 14K. As an example, using a 10K bag. 17,000, yeah, Christian. That's what I thought. INJ and Cody. INJ. Yeah, I just went over. I was gonna let me take a look at this one. How do I remove that sucker? Right here. You know what I'm talking. How do I remove the deal right there? Oh well, you know what? I won't worry about it. I'll just remove all the pictures. INJ. Okay, INJ. Let's see here. Present, share screen. INJ right here. All right, INJ. Here you go, test. INJ dumped. It's on the daily. And you can see that trend that it was on. And it finally is correcting this whole cycle right here. Okay. So INJ might come down here. It might bounce and it might swing back over here again. Okay. Because this is probably an impulse move. It's going to be my guess. So it might have something like that. It could do something like that to get down into these areas. Okay. So I picked up a little bit of it. I just wanted to get some exposure to it because it's just, this is very, very odd to me that what it's doing over here. It could be, if these are like 1-2s, 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 it could correct this and start going up again in like 3-4, 3-4 over here. Just don't know. But, my original plan was, my original plan was to buy it right here and right here. And then once again, like people are waiting for $14,000 Bitcoin. Here I did it to myself right here. I said, it's going to go to $1.28. And what happened? It went like that. You see, that's what happens when you don't have any exposure to an asset. Not to say you want to expose yourself to everything and take all these risks and stuff, but sometimes you just like miss it. And this is a good example for myself. What happened? I could have easily gotten a 2x right there. It would have taken a long time. So I wasn't really too concerned with it. I don't feel bad because it took it so long to get over there. It took it September to November. So that's September, October, November, 2 months basically for that on INJ. But just be aware that it could be done coming down here. It could bounce and then swing back over here and probably come to these areas now. I would be my guess on INJ right in that area. So these areas are probably gone more than likely. So that's how I look at INJ. It's just going to be more waiting for it. It could be done right there. Maybe it did a flat. It's going to be, I have to take a little bit closer look at that. It could have done a flat. I don't think so. It doesn't look like a flat. Yeah, it doesn't look like a flat. It looks like an impulse to me. It rolled over and did an impulse all the way back down here. But if you see the 12-hour chart, it's coming down nice and deep. That's good. Taking everything out. Check the 8-hour, down there in the RSIs, taking everything out. That's good. So, let me see. Stop screen. Okay. Look at Cody. Hold on. Let me pull that up with Cody. What's going on, Patrick, man?
Yeah, I'm checking the charts, man. It looks like that was it for today, probably.
What?
I think probably it's not going to go any lower. It's going to be like that. That's going to be it for today.
Yeah, Blue Pants right here is talking about Blue Pants is talking about KSM. KSM had it did have a really, really good dump. It went down to like 27. I actually picked up a little bit of it at 27 myself. I just said, you know what? Let me bite. Let me on Kusama. Let me go ahead and get it, and all the way wick down to it wicked down to 26 actually. So I went ahead and grabbed a little bit at 27. Just small amounts, guys, for long-term bags. So I'm all right.
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
actually.
I think anybody who's selling right now, who's like dumping their coins, is probably going to regret it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
That's actually interesting what you shared earlier before the stream. When you were buying, I think a lot of people want to know how you snipe those bottoms or how you go around under this high pressure situations when the market is crashing. And I think you have a pretty good mindset right there when the market is rough. And I think a lot of people would like to know.
it's because I always keep the long term. I always keep the long term in my mind. Like I know, like you obviously you can't know exactly if the bottom is there or where the bottom is, or on any asset exactly, but just based off what is going on and how far everything has gone, how far it's dropped, how much it's gone down, and also the traditional markets too. What they're doing is, have you seen the Dow Jones? The Dow Jones just ripped off a 5-wave impulse.
Yep.
It's bullish. It's bullish. It's good. 5-wave. It's going to correct that now. So it's going to dump and then it's going to go back up again. But they were ripping today while crypto was dumping. So yeah. So, but KSM, KSM is right now a pretty risky play. So if you don't feel comfortable going into it, and don't do that. There's actually better setups than KSM, in my opinion. There's way better setups. There's way better coins to be in right now. KSM is just going down and trying to find a bottom. So there's way better coins to be in right now. So I wouldn't recommend it, even though I got some. But so this guy, how do I feel about the Richard Hart SEC issue? This is what I think about that. He needs to take that whole certificate of deposit off any paperwork and websites that he has on his website. He needs to take it off. Like that right there would be a red flag. Okay. Certificate of deposit. What does that remind you of? It reminds you of like you go to the bank and you buy like a 3-month or 6-month or 3-year certificate of deposit, right? Like he's trying to like that's trying to be a little bit misleading, I think. Does it work and act like a certificate of deposit? Yeah, maybe it does. Maybe it works exactly like a certificate of deposit. I think you even get a receipt. I think you even get a receipt back with him, right? Like you get a receipt when you get a certificate of deposit. Say, yeah, I got that. And with Richard Hart, he's just asking for trouble by leaving that on the website, right? That's like me opening a bank, right? Trying to open up a fake bank. And I got all this banking lingo all over the place, right? And the SEC sees that. And I'm like, hey, what's this guy doing, man? You got to take that off, man. You can't be pretending to be a bank. That's kind of the way I see it. Like, I think he's just asking for trouble by doing that. But, and you don't want those guys. You don't want the feds you don't want the feds bothering you. It's not like they have a lot of money. They have like almost like an unlimited amount of money. If they want to go after you and they think that you're easy person to get or easy group or whatever, they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And they got the money and the resources to do it. I don't care how much money Richard Hart thinks. The feds don't play any games, and they don't discriminate either. They don't discriminate. They don't care who you are. They don't care. Look at they threw Martha Stewart in jail. She's a billionaire. They threw her in jail. They're like, come on, we're gonna lock you up. The feds do not discriminate. They don't care. They don't care. So I just think he just, I don't know. he's in a difficult situation because he's already presented he's already made his case for it, and then has Hex out there, and this is what it does, and he has all these followers and everything now, and now he it's very difficult for him to go out there and just start saying some stuff and make some changes, and he can't really say it on YouTube because then the SEC is going to get a hold of that, and then be like, okay, well now we know what you're up to, right? So what's going to do? He's kind of like. He's kind of stuck a little bit, but I would definitely make those changes off the website, man. I think it's all over the place, certificate of deposit. I can't remember how they called it, or time. What do you call it? Time deposit, Patrick, or something like that. I know it's a certificate of deposit, but that needs to come off there, man. I wouldn't put that on there. Who cares? Who cares? I mean, if the people want to buy the coin and then it goes up, right? It goes up in price appreciation.
Exactly.
I doubt there's anybody that bought Hex. They saw, oh my gosh, look at that. That's a certificate of deposit, man. Let me join up. I doubt that. I doubt anybody did that. I doubt that. I mean, when I saw it, I was like, wait a second. I'm like looking at this certificate of deposit. I don't know about that. But that was my thinking on it. But I don't know. Maybe some people did.
I mean, there's one thing you got to mention. If you check the sacrifice phase of what he did there, a lot of money was poured into his project there, so he got quite a big following.
Yeah.
So this guy, we'll see how it turns out at the end. I mean,
for what, Hex?
Yeah, and Pulse.
Yeah, well, I mean, the other thing is too that you have to be careful of is that that was just on a regular news place, a crypto news channel that put that out there, and you just have to be careful. It could not, it might not even be true. It might be total BS. Because anybody and their brother can write an article and put it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to see the real deal. Normally, I don't think. I mean, the SEC is a little bit different, but usually the feds don't like give you warning shots. They usually just show up. Here we are. Hands up, type thing. There's no warning with them usually. So I don't know. Maybe there's something going on, man. I don't want to spend I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to go investigate to see what's going on. But something definitely is going on. So are they saying Hex is
got a good point there?
Are they saying it's a security? Because that's the only way the SEC could get involved, as far as I know. That's to be a security. And if it's not,
I mean,
then,
the phrase is kind of misleading, right? From Hex, but well,
yeah. The
anyways,
certificate of deposit phrase, I would just take it off. I would leave that out, man. I mean, why bring unnecessary attention to yourself? That's how I'm looking at it.
Well, there are several ways where people make tremendous amount of money in crypto, but there are also ways where people lose a lot. And nevertheless, a lot of guys got rich off from Hex. So I mean, of course, it went with the market. It had a tremendous breakdown the last months. And
I went over Hex briefly in the video. Then Hex is you want to pay attention to it now, as far as that price, because it could have done like some sort of any diagonal, some sort of weird move that I put it on there on the chart. Here, I'll show you. Let me find Hex. I was checking it out. It actually hit the numbers, and it got bought up really, really well. I'll show you on Hex. Let me see here. Present, share screen, Hex. So I was looking at Hex, and what it did, it could have done. So you just want to pay attention to it. So looking at Hex right here, and this ending, it could have been some type of ending diagonal like this: 1, 2, a 3, 4, and then a 5. The only issue is they need to be zigzags if it's an ending diagonal. And you can't really get a zigzag out that. At least I can't. But it hit the target that I had said in a previous video that it hit, a 618 on that wave, just like so. 618, that's what it hits right there. 618 on top of that wave. Okay. So with Hex, if this is an ABC that it completed, like this. So here's your A, here's a B, and then it completed a C, and the C can go short like that. Then this whole thing right up here is another ABC, and then this is the connector. This is a WXY, and if you check it, it would be here, and then check the connector, and you can see for a WXY wave, it hit 1.38 on the nose, basically, right there. Hex could be done. It actually could be done with its correction right there, if you can believe it. That's why you just want to see the reaction. So what do you do now? You wait for the reaction out of there. What is it going to do? You wait for one of these, like an impulse move out of there like this. Wherever it is, just wait for an impulse move like that, and then you pick it up on that correction right here like this. You wait for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then let it correct and pick it up on that wave and play it off this low, just like this, right there. That low like that. Wait for Hex to do that. Make that move and then pick it up here. Because on the second wave, it's going to retrace almost the whole length of that wave right there. That's why you want to do that. So if you pick it up here, you have a risk it goes back down here. But if you wait it for the wave to go up, 5 waves, and then you pick it up here, playing off that low, that's safer. It's like this. I'll make it big for you guys. It's like this, right? Instead of this first wave, wait for the first wave to go up, because the second wave should retrace a good portion of the whole wave. So you're making a safer bet by buying this section here rather than buying the absolute bottom. Because if you buy it here, then you risk it just turning around and going down. This second wave, you're playing it off the low. So if you pick it up here, you're picking up like 80% of it. It retraced back to, and if it's a mistake, then this right here is your stop loss. That's your low right there on your stop loss. That's how you do it. So that's how I would do it with Hex. I would just wait. But as far as what it did, the numbers all hit. It hit on top of that little other tiny wave over there. That looks okay. I prefer to see it go deeper, like down to 1 cent, but it hit 0.0, like almost hit 1 cent. It hit 0.021, I think, or something like that. It wicked all the way down there. When that guy, he dumped, what did he do? It hit, let me check that again. It hit 0.020 cents. So I was expecting 0.015. But I wasn't expecting an ending diagonal either. That's a problem. Ending diagonals make the waves shorter, and they just take longer time. So it could be done. That's all you have to do is wait for a 5-wave sequence off the bottom and then wait for the correction. So that's what I would be looking for. Let me see. So right here, can you check render second bite out of the apple? I sold at 109. Yeah, I made a video about that. I was talking about you, Rich, and I would just wait. I would wait for it to suss everything out before I get involved in the render right now. Because here's the deal. In my last video with it, who has render? A lot, not a lot, but they have quite a bit of render. FTX or Alameda Research has some render. So I know they have some render. Obviously, they have some Solana, and they have FTT token, and they have other stuff in their portfolio, and render is one of them. So you don't know. They might sell it off.
Yeah.
Who knows? Let's see right here. Julius, hi, Master Gray. Following you since Firo, 300% pump Megates with Quant, LYXE, Casper, Metis, and many more. What bear market? My respects. Yeah, thanks, Julius, man. I appreciate it, dude. Even after all this, if you held on to your coins like Quant and Matic and what else do you say? Well, I wouldn't have held on to LYXE. Even if he held on to LYXE, you'd still be up. Probably Casper too. I didn't get into Casper. And the same thing with Metis. If you would have held those coins, if you would have bought those coins at the bottom and held on to them right now, never even sold, you'd still be up after all of this. He's right. Are we fished going down today? What's going on, Patrick, man? I'm not hearing too much from you.
Oh man, yeah. I'm just checking the charts. It's rough right now. I mean, to make a call if we're done, something that significant happens in the market, I don't think you can give 100% or 60%, even 60% call if it's done or not. It looks like it for now, but another shift in the market and it hell could break loose. Honestly, where should it go? Most coins are at a 95% correction, 98% correction. I mean, how much lower, right? And
How much lower can it go? It could, I mean, it could always go a lot lower, man, you know. Never underestimate like how low something can go. It definitely can go a lot lower. So here we got Isaac Hernandez. I've been hearing rumors that I think it's has to do with the delayed launch of Pulse and Pulse X Sacrifice. Could be true, man. It could be true. I don't think you're going to hear anything about Pulse or Pulse X until the bull run is on. And I don't know what RH's idea of a bull run is going to be. If he's waiting for like the bull run coming, like the bull run that everybody's talking about on Twitter, is they're waiting for that. They're expecting that third wave. And that third wave on Bitcoin, that's not coming around, guys, for a while, in my opinion. This will be a wave up. If it is, it'll be a wave one. Let's say it is going to a third wave. It'll be a massive, pretty good sized wave one, like it was coming out of 2018 bear market, and it's going to correct that whole wave again. So it's going to go up. So let's say Bitcoin is from like right now, 17,000. It might go up to say 36,000, and it's going to correct that whole leg again, all over again. Just like it did in 2018. It'll go all the way up like that. I'm just giving that as an example. Don't hold me to it, as an example. And then it's going to correct that whole leg again. And if that wave took, let's say, 4 months, let's say the wave takes 4 months to get up there, it'll take 6 months for it to probably do the correction. So, and then 6 months later, it'll be almost back down to where it started. So if it's 17,000, let's say 17,000 is the start of wave one, it goes up to 36 and it takes it 4 months. Then 3 or 4 months later, it will be back down to probably low 20s on Bitcoin. And then it'll go into a third wave. If perhaps she thinks it's third wave. I don't think so. I think Bitcoin's going up in one more wave. It's going to correct and go into an actual bear market. That's what I think. Could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. So we should see. I would wait for Glimmer to go to 25 cents to ICO price, then I'll buy. Yeah, that's probably a good strategy. But what if it doesn't get to 25 cents? That's a problem. I would wait for Glimmer to go to 25 cents to an ICO price, then I'll buy. It's a good strategy. But what if it doesn't get to 25 cents? Do you have a strategy? There's nothing wrong with waiting for 25 cents. I do it too. I go to other coins that I know that I feel comfortable with buying. That's what I do. So like, let's say I'm waiting for such and such coin to go to, like I'm waiting for Phantom to go to 15 cents as an example. Like I'm waiting for Phantom to go to 15 cents, right? So I'll go over there and I'll be in another coin like Casper or something. I'll go buy Casper or be in that coin that has a nice setup while I wait for Phantom to go to 15 cents. But if it doesn't get to 15 cents, then I'll never get in. It's kind of like Injective Protocol, right? I was waiting for Injective Protocol to get to $1.28. It never got there. It never got there. It got to $1.44. And it never got to $1.28. So I was like, I'm thinking it could go to $1.28 and hit those fib numbers. It didn't hit them, and it just kept going up. So I just said, let it run and go somewhere else, go to another coin or have another strategy. This guy says, hell of a day. Hope everyone's doing okay. Nice to have a live stream while I'm scalping this carnage. Cheers. What do you think are the best resources to learn EW? I think he means Elliott Waves. Just get the book, man. There's a book called Frosch and Preschner, and just read the book and then follow people that understand Elliott Waves on YouTube that actually do it, like understand how to do it. There's some people that actually trade it, but they, make sure you follow people that have a pretty good idea what it is. That's what I would do. A lot of people, and then you got to learn how to. There's that guy Dan Down Trading. He has a course. It's only like $100. He's pretty good, but I don't see him use RSI a whole lot with his Elliott waves. So, Surfers. What did I say about Chili's and Quant? Yeah, hold on, right here. Hey guys, what did Greg say about Chili's and Quant? Just wait for Chili's to finish its correction. Same thing with Quant, guys. So far, the correction looks good for both of them because they're going deep in the RSI. So in the 12-hour and the daily RSI, they're going nice and deep. So that means they're correcting that whole cycle. So far, so good for both of them. They're both still bullish as of right now, even after all this, in my opinion. What happens? What is this guy? Juan Rodriguez says, what happens if Binance backs out of its current interest in FTX? Then FTX goes to zero, I would assume. Is that how you see it, Patrick?
Well, it could be. Depends on what happens and what is really true of the story. Because Alameda Research is really big. And they could really, if Sam will support FTX.
Yeah.
I'm not. The thing is, Sam is involved in both companies, right? So, and if he wants to save FTX, he probably could. But what's really true, we'll find out in the future. I mean, we don't have anybody on the inside of those two companies, right? So, pretty tough to tell right now. But if they back out, definitely. If there's another bad tweet, it will dump most likely.
Well, I mean, he has an option. He has an option to back out because he signed a letter of intent. So Binance through CZ signed a letter of intent. That means you have an interest in pursuing the deal. And then what happens after that is he's going to go look at the financial situation of FTX, and everything looks okay. Then he'll do the deal. If it doesn't look okay, he'll back out. So we will find out, man, if he backs out of it. So this guy from $1.60, you got it from $1.60. Didn't it go up to like 3 something? You should have sold it if it went up that high, or sold a good portion of it. Yeah, almost $3.
Yeah, Injective Protocol did.
Yeah, it went up to $2.90, man. You should have taken some profit. Should I sell or hold? Well, I mean, I'll give you an idea. I mean, I just bought a little bit, but it's a high risk play. It could drop a little bit more, but I wanted to get some. I wanted to get a little bit of exposure to Injective Protocol because, you know, there's a chance that it could just correct right now and then keep going again. It's hard to say with it. So, you know, personally at that 290, if I bought it at 160, I would have sold it at that, you know, almost all of it at that 290 is what I would have done. So that's how I would have done it. I just would have looked, you just go look at the RSI, how high it was. And it went up to, I'm checking it right now on the, on TradingView, and it went all the way up to 74. So I would have been, okay, that's pretty decent. And then I just would have sold a big portion of that and let it, and kept a little bit behind just in case. So that's how I would have handled that with INJ or Injective Protocol. I did again at 125 on Quant. I recall that being the gift range. Did Quant dip down at 125? Did it actually go down that deep?
Where did you buy it?
I bought mine all below, all down below, and between below 50 and below 100. 87, 90 was my second bag. Yeah, Quant got down to 132. Rich, or Surfers Collective, it got down to 132 today. Yeah, I staked it. Any tips on when it's okay to take profits? Any tips on when it's okay to take profits? Well, I mean, since we're in, like, there's no confirmation of a bullish cycle, you want to always be active on taking your profits. So like recently I took profits on Chili's. I took profits on, I exited out of all of Chili's. I took profits on Flow Crypto, Flow, FLOW, and exited out of that completely. Luxo, I exited out of that completely, and then just go look for a re-entry. Now, quant's different. If you're in a quant, I actually left everything into quant. I entered in at the 40, 45 to 50, and then 87 to 90, I think. And I left it in because I think quant's going to continue to go up. Pretty sure. I'm actually kind of going to be eyeing quant if it comes back down below those areas that Rich was talking about, which is at 125. So I'll be checking that area out with quant. But there's a good chance that quant, this correction is coming down nice for quant. It looks really, really good. The problem is it might not be done. It might swing back up in a corrective manner, and then it might swing back down again and come even deeper. That's the issue. That's what I'm afraid will happen. So you could get it right now. So say you get quant at 132, it could go up to 160, 170, 190, only to correct back down again. That's the issue. But don't know. It's all speculation. You just don't know. I mean, the correction looks good. The only problem I have with it is the time. The time it's been in that correction is not long enough for how long the wave was. The wave took, let's say, 50 days, but the correction is only like 20 days or 25 days. It's not very long. So usually the corrections are longer than the wave itself, typically. So I don't stake my quant. I have no idea even where to stake quant. I think somebody gave me instructions on that. But what I'm doing right now, because of situations like what's going on right now, Julius, is that I'm not moving a bunch of stuff. I'm not having all this stuff all over the place. I already have KuCoin, Kraken, and Mex Global. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff all over the place, only to bring it back in. Kind of like what happened today with FTX, like the bank run on FTX, and you got this stuff around, then you got to bring it all back in, and then, get it out of there and put it into wallets and stuff like that. So I'm not like doing anything crazy with staking. If Kraken, if I can stake it on Kraken, I have it there on Kraken, I'll stake it there on Kraken, because I know that I can go into Kraken and within 5 minutes it's unstaked. I can sell it. I can flip it right into US dollar if I need to. US dollar and not be in any stable coins. That's one of the reasons why I like Kraken. Kraken is nice because I can just flip it right into to a dollar, to dollars if I need to. Complete safety. Because that's where, I mean, the dollars are like, not that great because they're always inflating every year by year. But as far as safety right now, the dollars are the safest thing right now. Dollars are safest. So, and you should mostly be in cash right now, guys, with your crypto portfolio. I don't think I say that enough. Just give you an idea, out of my whole portfolio holding, I am probably about 18% in crypto. 18%. And it's just actually kind of high. Huh?
That's a big takeaway for everybody, because we're talking so much about where to get in and out, or what's good and not good. Obviously it's not financial advice, but you stating 18% you're in, that's basically saying that you're very, very careful what you're doing.
Yeah. I take risks, but I take the risk, but I'm not going crazy with it, I guess you could say. I take the risk with the smaller altcoins. Just because, look, if I was following what like mainstream says, it's like buy Bitcoin. Where the hell would you be with Bitcoin right now? Nowhere. You'd be nowhere with Bitcoin right now. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, yeah, buy Bitcoin. I bought some at 17. Let's say I bought some at 18,200 back in June. Right. Where would I be with Bitcoin right now? Let's say not using any leverage and not doing any short-term trades. You're going to do some swing trade. Yeah, I'd be nowhere. I'd be nowhere right now. Right? But where can you have been with a Matic, with a Quant, with the Chili's, with those types of coins, and finding those coins to make some decent gains, at least 20 or 30%. Should easily be done right now in this type of market. You should be able to get like 30 or 40% pretty. I wouldn't say it's easy, but you should be able to get it 30 or 40% on some coins right now. So that's how I see it. But
I mean, you're a very experienced guy, I mean, for somebody coming in the market and and being new at this, not knowing where to look at and how to track, and also depending on the time frame, it's probably best to just have a few positions and not overcook things, and obviously find someone where you can ask for advice, who's really giving you honest advice without sharing you any leverage trading sites, without sharing you any coins where they take like some part in the project or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you start out in crypto, I mean, we don't know how long you guys are in, but you really need to take into account that a lot of people are making money on the side by some affiliate links.
Look at Bet Wilson says, I don't buy BTC. Yeah, I actually, I guess she goes by Bet or maybe Betty. Would that be Bet or Betty? I guess Bet maybe. I actually have just a little bit of BTC that I bought at 18.2. I just bought a little bit at 17.1, I think it was, came down to. Just because I want to have a little bit, because this whole theory, the theory goes that Bitcoin has limited supply. There's only so many Bitcoin. And then somewhere like 5 years or 10 years down the road, the governments are going to buy Bitcoin and they will pay anything for the Bitcoin because they have the money printers. They don't care. They just want Bitcoin. So anybody who has Bitcoin is going to be super rich because they're going to push the price of Bitcoin up to like $5 million per Bitcoin or whatever they're going to do. Supposedly that could happen. I don't know. We shall see. You know, these theories, they're just theories. It doesn't mean it's going to work. You know, something could happen. Who knows? That's how I see that. So I just had a little bit of Bitcoin. But yeah, Bitcoin recently, I mean, unless you're doing like some serious leverage trades with Bitcoin, you're not making anything with Bitcoin. You know? And I don't like doing like these super high leverage trades like these guys that want to do 20 or 30 or 40x or whatever, or stuff like that. It's just better. It's better just to, you can do a trade with more money rather than doing a leverage trade, and you have more safety. But the thing is, I think with trading or buying any of these coins is you shouldn't be attached to the coins. Like there shouldn't be any emotional, like if it's almost like if you lost it, it wouldn't be a big deal. Like, so what? Okay. Whatever that number is, $100, $200 or $1,000, you take the $1,000. Your attitude towards it should be, if I lost it, no big deal. You should have no attachment to it. It should just be an object. It should be an object that you were willing to beat. Boom, like that. And you're willing to beat it. That's how it is. You just don't care. Not saying that you should lose money. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is you should have no attachment to it. So if I buy some Casper, I bought a little bit of Casper, I think it went down to 3 cents, 3.035 cents. Just a little bit. You know, it doesn't have to be much. And hey, if it goes down to 0.030 cents, I don't care. I'm doing a long-term trade. I looked at the chart. Casper is going to eventually go up pretty good. Might not be 2 weeks from now, but it'll be good. It'll be good in probably 60 or 90 days from now. It should be all right. I mean, even if it goes, Casper just has to go to 7 cents to make a 2x. That's it. So that's how I see it. All right, Jax here says has a lot of confluence around $100. If it goes that low, would it be bullish in your opinion? As long as it doesn't break that previous low that it made. So what was it on Quant? On Quant, it has another low, which is $86. It's $86, Jax. So if it has a wave that it goes up, as long as it doesn't break the low of that wave, it's fine. So yeah, $100 would be okay. It would just be a really deep retrace for Quant. That would be surprising to me. That would be that low because Quant is pretty bullish. A lot of people are excited about it. Not to say that matters, but usually with a super, super deep retrace like that, where it retraces like 80 or 90% of all the whole wave, then that usually means it's not quite as bullish, or it's like Bitcoin coming out of the bottom, for example. So that's how I see that. But yeah, it's still good at $100. As long as she says Betty. Okay, there we go. She says Betty. She must be from the UK or something like that. I haven't seen Betty spelt like that. Or Australia. I haven't. So I think you're right with BTC dominance, though. Ben's scratching his head. All right, here we got somebody here right here is using. Somebody's actually thinking right here. He says, I think you're right with BTC dominance, though. Ben's scratching his head, but I think like .com cycle, the use case stuff will do well next run. My bet's on that. But I think like .com cycle, the use case stuff will do well. .com. I'm not sure what does he mean by .com cycle. You understand what he's talking about right there, bud?
I think he's saying that after a while it will boom again, and that people just need to understand the use cases, and use cases need to come to life and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that there will be. I mean, at a minimum, I think that there will be like Bitcoin will go up to say 27 or 28,000. And if it does that, then, you know, the alts will go pretty good, in my opinion. You know, I mean, you're gonna have to pay attention to the wave before it gets out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like if the wave goes up in 3 waves, then you'll know.
I mean, there's one thing. You gotta take into account one thing or two things. Like that's fundamental business right now. What is going on is there's a big company called Meta, and they are pouring in so much money in the market in this space that it's pretty tough if it would fail. So they got something right, obviously, right? And then there are governments, for South Korea. They know that they're like half of their company, half of their people in their country.
Yeah.
They're all gamers. So they are already living in the metaverse.
I think that like with Meta right now, it's like if you look at Meta's chart on a monthly chart, it looks like the 1929 crash, the Dow Jones crash. It looks just like it. It's just on a smaller scale. And people are like, you know, oh, they're what's his name? Zuckerberg's no good, doesn't know what he's doing. I don't know about that. I don't know about that, guys. I mean, he's done it once. It's probably not a good idea to bet against him. So it's probably a pretty decent buy right now. And just most people are afraid to buy it because they think it's going to continue to go on down. I don't know, but I think he's going in the right direction. It's just going to take a little bit more time probably to get there than expected. So, and this crash that it just had, Facebook or Meta, was that. It was a crash, and it reset its whole cycle from the beginning. From the beginning, that's what it did. It reset the whole cycle from the beginning. So buying Facebook right now is like practically probably buying it when it was in its IPO. What was it, $18 or something like that, I think.
Yeah,
so,
like 2012, it was like $30 something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it's like what, $90 right now?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, when you're such a big company and you're running so much analytics on the market, and you got so much money to just pour it in left and right. I mean, we saw Nokia, for example, fail. That was the biggest smartphone manufacturer in the world for a long time, right? We saw Siemens Mobile fail. But
yeah,
I mean, they have all the data. They have data on the people. So they know what's going on.
Yep.
So it's pretty hard to argue against that company. I'm very curious how it will turn out, to be honest. I'm very, very curious. But
yeah, it's just the emotions that are setting in right now because of it's falling, you know, or was falling. I think it's actually sussed itself out. I think it's like, could it go down some more? It could. But I'll predict the future for you guys. I'll predict the future right now. When Facebook, like 3 years from now or whatever it is, 4 years from now, when Facebook is probably $500, you'll have people saying, oh, well, you know, back then if Facebook was $96, I would have backed up the dump truck and bought all of it. Watch. They're going to say it. These same people, they're not going to be the same people who wouldn't know, but like, here's the opportunity to get it right now. Just like they say with Bitcoin. You know how many people said when Bitcoin was at $50,000, they'd back up the dump truck and buy it if it was 20K? Well, here it was today at 17,000. 17,000. Where are they now? Saying it's going to 14. That's where they are. Oh, it's going to 14. You see? You see how that works? I mean, that's why you have to have a strategy. That's why you have to have a strategy. And you go, okay, if I have, as an example, $10,000, it's probably not a bad idea to buy $1,000 of Bitcoin. 10% of your bag. I mean, look, what would $500 hurt? Like, what's the big deal? Buy $500 worth of Bitcoin. I mean, come on, man. Like, there's people that go waste $500 at the restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Like, buy $500 worth of Bitcoin. 17,100, right? It's going to go back up. It's going to be like, hey, this is something I'm going to buy, and I'm not even worried about it for the next, 6 months or something like that. So, I mean, I bought some Bitcoin. I bought a little bit of Bitcoin at 20,000, I think. It was like 20,000 even. And the next one I bought at 18,200. I say, hey, it's in a wallet. And, some guys are saying that, the governments are going to be buying it like 5 or 10 years from now. See something like that. Now, if Bitcoin rock and rolls back up to 69,000 or something like that, then I'll be like, well, maybe I will go ahead and dump some of it, or dump a lot of it. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm not like, when Bitcoin goes up to, say it goes up to 70,000 on some massive wave, well, it's going to correct that whole wave again, just like it did right now. It went up to 69,000 and now here we are at 17. So it's going to go up in a wave and correct that wave. So you can go up in that wave. And if you want to hold on to it, I would definitely short Bitcoin. That's what I'm going to do up there. I'm going to go on a long short trade with Bitcoin. And it'll probably be like, it probably won't even be a leveraged trade. I'll just have a whole bunch of in the trading system to do, who knows how big of a trade I'll do, but I'll just put it in there and layer in. You want to layer in on that short trade too. You can't just get the top on a short. Like, you just don't have this $200,000 worth of, bag, if you will, and I'm going to short Bitcoin up there. Like, here's the top and do it. No. It'll work like that. You got to layer into that. You got to layer into that and get your position. It doesn't work like that. Same thing at the bottom, That's why the traders, man, like all the traders, like Bob Lucas had said, I bought it at 19,000. Well, in case it goes 14, he's got some more. If it doesn't go down there, he says he's not buying any. That's what he said. I believe him. So, if it goes down there, then I'll definitely grab probably a lot more Bitcoin at 14. I'll probably get a lot more. Let me see. In case of a corrective up impulse, where do you see ETH going? Looking for a long position. I'd have to take a look at that. Like, I have to take a look at what Ethereum's doing right now. Ethereum needs to hold that low. Ethereum and Binance are still looking pretty good last time I looked at them. So, yeah, Ethereum is still okay, holding that low. So let me check it out real quick on a retrace, see what it's got going on here. Yeah, it's a pretty deep retrace on Ethereum that it wicked all the way down to, guys. It went beyond 886. So that's the issue. That's the issue with Ethereum, is it retraced almost 90% of that whole leg. So Ethereum could break the low. It could break the low. It's getting very close. It's getting very close. Well, let me take that back. What is it? Here, I'll show you guys what I'm looking at. I'll show you right here. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here on Ethereum. You see Ethereum right here. This leg, from this point up to here, it retraced with that wick. It wicked all the way down to 886, and here's 90% right there. Okay, that's a real deep retrace, guys. Is it uncommon? No, it's not uncommon. But for Ethereum, to me, it's pretty deep for Ethereum. It could be done, but the candle body is right there. That's 786. That's the area you want to see it go to if this was some type of second wave that Ethereum did. Okay, so Binance coin is looking really strong. I don't think you guys need me too much go over that. But Binance Coin obviously is up into a wave, and it's it's a shallow correction so far for what it did. It's a shallow recorrection. I'm not going to count that, but you can see 55% on that wave right there, guys. So Binance and Binance and Ethereum, for the most part, are still bullish. They haven't broken the lows. It's just that Bitcoin went down. It broke its low. Bitcoin went down, and now it can get out of there. Maybe Bitcoin reset its cycle. We're not going to know until it's done to see what it's going to do. Or is it going to come up, make another wave, and keep going back down? So we'll see. For say Bitcoin is going down to 13K, and then now you're going to be, if you're saying that, now you're saying Binance is going down. It's done. It's not bullish anymore. Neither is Ethereum. If you're saying that, you got to look at the crypto market holistically. All these other things, like if you're saying Bitcoin now is done. So as an example, let's take Chili's as an example. You're looking at Chili's. Chili's is in a bullish count and went up in a impulse wave, corrected it. It just went up in another impulse wave, and now it's correcting it. Saying Bitcoin is going to 13K, you're basically saying, okay, well, Chili's just did some sort of ABC wave, and now it's going to correct it. It's going back down to its lows again. So I don't think so, guys. That's the reason why I don't say Bitcoin's going to 13K. Still don't think so. I still don't think so. Some of you guys out there, and I know it's not most of you probably listening in, some of you guys have selective hearing. I said that Bitcoin could do this. I did say that it's possible. Don't be surprised if Bitcoin breaks the low and goes down there. I don't know how many times I got to say that, or you got to repeat it in your videos and put headlines up top like CNN. Hey, newsflash, just in case, like that, or something like that. Hey, Patrick, what's going on, man? Why are you concentrating so hard, man?
Yeah, man. I'm checking the charts, man. You're checking
It's like
giving me a hard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
what
it's giving
doing,
me
man.
a hard.
You're probably wishing you probably would have bought something now because it's all the way back up again, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up. Most positions are up. I was on the phone during the crash. I was on the phone.
Yeah, I was actually in front of the computer, man, just picking up some stuff. What's all Solana doing here?
I got something at 17,600. I got a little of small altcoins when Bitcoin.
What's that?
I got some altcoins when Bitcoin was at 17,600. So yeah, that's all right. But,
you picked up some altcoins. What'd you pick up?
I bought my old stuff again, which I'm convicted in. Probably that's an issue. I bought some Near. I bought some Gala. Even though it didn't drop a lot, still bought it.
Yeah, Gala actually did pretty well. It held up pretty good. I was kind of surprised with that because it had that dump. So I was like, oh, here we go again with Gala. I thought Gala was going to drop out of the bottom again, and it held up. It's like I was expecting it to go lower than what we were getting it before. It was like 0.028 cents, 0.027 cents, something like that. It didn't even get below 3 cents. So hopefully that's a good thing for Gala that it held up strong like that. So
I mean, there was one guy, Jax, in the chat. He was saying he's waiting for layer ones and maybe some decent gaming projects. So I got a pretty strong opinion about gaming projects. And I think as soon as the first real good game will be out there will be like a tremendous boom.
I thought you really liked Gala games.
Yeah, the thing why I like Gala games is also because they have pulled it off a little bit already. And the thing is they got again, Meta, Facebook behind them. Partially. So those people, one of the lead developers, they just go on calls. They don't give a fuck. Care about anything. They're just ruthless, crazy, cool guys, and they move forward.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing. And that's it. But I know a lot of developers in the space right now, and they are building, and they need huge teams to build. But as soon as one of those teams does get it. I think it's gonna be tremendous.
Yeah, one of the reasons I decided to go ahead and buy on this dip, even though in the back of my mind I was thinking, what if this is it? What if it's just going to crash and then we're all screwed? I was like, there's a chance that it is, but I do know this, that if I don't buy any, like a little bit of something like Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I got, and this stuff is all the way back up to 22, even 22, 23, or 24,000, I'll be going like kicking. I'll be mad at myself for going, why didn't you buy, man? Why didn't you get it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. This is different than the low in January. This is different than that other low in, what was that other low came around? June, maybe, where you're just really, really clamping down in this low. This could have been the last low, in my opinion. It could have been. Is it going to swing back around, come back down? Don't know, man. Don't know, man. So let me take a look at what the weekly RSI do here. You had any more things that you wanted to discuss, Patrick? Any?
Oh yeah. I mean, in general, I wanted to add something. I wanted to add a little bit on. I mean, what we're doing here is we're not only in the crypto space, but we also control our life. So if you're out there and if you want to be successful in this space, you need to control your life in some way. Time management, sleep, mentally. If you're with a partner,
you can't if you're in this space, you can't be doing a lot of partying. You can't be having a lot of drama in your life. You got to root that out. You got to root out the drama out of your life. And you really, if you want to be trading and doing some of these things, the more focused, obviously, the more focused you are, and just getting rid of the noise out of your life, where you can just focus even better. Yep. So that helps a lot. But if you have like things like, like girlfriends in the background, like, oh, hey, man, you're running things in your ear and you're over here on the computer trying to do something on a trade or something like that, I tell you right now, you can forget about that, man. That's not going to work. You need to tell her to go home or like beat it or whatever you need to do. She needs to be separate from your trading life. That's just how it's got to be. Not to say it's a woman, man, woman thing. Same thing for the women that are out there. You got your boyfriend over there is like telling you that let's go to the bedroom and all this other stuff. You need to tell him, hey, you need to beat it right now. I got to concentrate. You need to go to the gym or something. Go do something. That's what I say. But most of these people are going to know that. But the thing is you don't have those constant like daily drama. The daily drama. It's like watching the news, like constantly watching, like not the regular news, the mainstream media, and constantly watching that stuff, and it puts all this dumb stuff in your head. So if you're watching mainstream media, I tell you, I wouldn't watch it. I don't watch it ever. I watch some Bloomberg every now and then, but the mainstream stuff, I don't ever watch it. I don't watch anything that has commercials ever. It has commercials. I don't watch it. I have YouTube Premium, and I don't watch any commercials. I watch what I want to watch. And if it's has to do with like Fox News or any of that, MSN, MSNBC and any of those, I don't watch them. I don't waste my time. I don't waste my brain space on that stuff, because that's all that it is. It's a waste of time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that, Patrick?
100%. I mean, the gym is a big part and diet is a big part. I mean, you guys out there, I mean, right now, 30 people listening. I don't know if you have noticed the post Greg made the last days about his testosterone levels. I like to highlight that so much because I think that's a fantastic story.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you're a little bit jealous now, man. You must think you're low T or something.
Yeah.
You can't be too low T, man. You're still in your 30s.
Yeah, but what I noticed, like you're most of the time in a real good mood, and you're pretty fit. You're pretty fit, and what I'll do right now, I mean, not envy or something. I'm happy you're that good off, right? I mean, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get my blood work done. I'm gonna check if it's good or not, test level, and then I'm going to change my diet, right? And I work out regularly, but so not a lot to change there, but I'm going to change the diet and I'm going to see what's going to happen. And guess what? If my test levels increase because of that, because of the diet, and I'm strict on that, I mean, then we are onto something.
I mean, it depends on what you've been eating before. I mean, what are you eating right now? Are you eating like lots of breads and soy products or what?
No, I'm mostly going with a steak, sometimes some chicken, some fish, but steak and the Germans, we like potatoes. Yeah. German like potatoes. I like sweet potatoes from the States, actually.
Yeah.
But
potatoes are okay. I have potatoes too. I actually fry them in lard. Or pork fat. Yeah, I fry them in that. Much better to have potatoes than it is to have bread. Even though they'll tell you it's all the same because a carbohydrate is a carbohydrate. And they're right. But I just think it's better to get it from potato. Plus the breads are, they're refined, man-made product, having those breads. So not too much nutritional value out of it. You just get energy from bread. That's it. Same thing with potato. You just get energy from it, but at least you get some vitamin C from the potato, at least. A little bit of vitamin C. You won't get that from the bread unless they put it in there. I doubt that they put it in there because, they got to make a profit. They're just going to put in what is bare minimum is in the bread, probably. Some iodine, maybe. I don't even think they use iodine anymore. Bread, a lot of bread is used with, it's brominated bread. They used to use iodine when they made bread, and they stopped that. Now it's bromine. And bromine is what makes people sluggish and slow. These tablets, they were called brominated, and they were like drunk. And it goes into your head, and it makes you like you're drunk. Real slow. Except you don't feel drunk. You're just real slow. You look into it. They make brominated bread now. They call it. You know what else they make? They use from bromine that people are drinking day in and day out. Diet drinks. Yeah, that's right. Look at the side of a Mountain Dew bottle. It says brominated, something like that. You know how longer your list of chemicals it has on the side of the Mountain Dew bottle or those diet soda bottles. There's brominated, like this brominated stuff that they use the process to make this stuff, and then people are just willingly drinking it. So, and bromine is looking at history. Bromine were tablets that people used to take that they thought, I can't remember what it was, that they were like, it was kind of like an early form of Valium in a way, I think, or something like that. Before they came out with Valium, that's what they used to use or something like that. So that's how I understood. I could look into it a little bit more, but you look into it too. But people are, it's in so many things now, and people are just putting it in their body and they don't even know it. Most people don't know it because they don't care. They just believe the doctors. Doctor said it was healthy. Doctor said grains were good for me. Yeah, just because he says it doesn't mean it's true. Just because he has PhD or MD behind his name does not mean it's true. So. Yep. Detroit Dan, I could see Detroit Dan. Detroit Dan must have got wrecked. You guys do know, man, when you start getting these coins at these prices that, you got to have a point of where you have a stop loss. Okay? You have a stop loss because if it keeps going and going and going down, and then you can exit out and have a stop loss in your coins and exit out of them. So, all right, Patrick, what else going on? How you doing, Brom?
Yeah, he's still there, man. Bro, man. All the best to you, mate.
Bread, sourdough, it's great. Yeah, that's probably the best way to go about it. I just still stay away from bread, man, especially when you get older, like over 40 or 45. You just got to watch the carbohydrates, and it's really not a big deal. I just train my body where I burn fats more efficiently now than I do carbs. So that's what I did.
And also, like Surfers Collective mentioned it earlier, the cholesterol. Some people really got different idea about cholesterol. You can have like eventually high cholesterol if you don't move at all and stuff like that. So there are different reasons.
You talking about this comment right here?
Yeah.
Check Dr. Paul Mason on blood test results.
Yeah.
Different view on cholesterol. Yeah, I have a different view on cholesterol too. Cholesterol, it's not what it is, personally. Think about it. Like, okay, I'll let you guys, let's think about this reasonably. Would we all agree that the big companies are into making money? We could agree on that, right? Procter & Gamble's in business to what? Make a profit and survive. What about the companies that make cholesterol-lowering drugs? Are they in business to make a profit and survive? Yeah, I think so too. How about the time when I was raised up and a kid in the 1980s, and you had high cholesterol if it was over 200? If it was over 200, what is it now? Oh, the number's now conveniently 150. It's conveniently 150. So now if you're over 150, you got high cholesterol. You see what's going on here? You see what they're doing? And what's one of the best-selling drugs in the world right now? Cholesterol-lowering drugs. Just saying. Just go down that route, and you might find out what's really going on with cholesterol. So that's all I say really about that. It's not what it is, guys. It's not what it is. Cholesterol is not the enemy. It's not the enemy. Cholesterol, without cholesterol, you don't have life, right? Without cholesterol, you don't have testosterone. Without cholesterol, you don't have estrogen. You don't have all these hormones. You don't have all these hormones. And supposedly this stuff that's in our body is going to kill ourselves. Seriously. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you send that out, and I'm going to kill my own body. Don't think so, guys. Don't think so. Don't think the body's that stupid. Body's not smarter than that. Now, company wants you to take the pill, right? So you go to the doctor. Doctor says, hey, man, you got to stop eating eggs or so many eggs or something like that. And they want you to lower your cholesterol down. What are you going to do? Oh, here's your pill, right? One of the most widely sold pills in the world. That's how that works, guys. Who do you think's behind these studies? Who do you think's behind the studies on cholesterol? Just saying, those companies got billions and billions of dollars to spend on this stuff to do supposedly research and development. And they also have enough money to make another company and make it looks like that's the company that said it. It's not us over here, even though it's all the same company. So that's how that works, guys. It's all about money, man, at the end of the day. The health industry is all about money. Follow the money, and then you'll get more accurate answers on about that. So, all right, Patrick, what's up, man? You're supposed to stay on point, man. Have some other stuff to talk about. Anybody else want to know anything else about crypto or anything like that?
Yeah, there was a request in the chat earlier. Test. This guy asked about
he says I have some Jim Carrey vibes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I have some Jim Carrey vibes, but yeah. So, Juan, okay, I got 10:30. Then usually just ape out. It starts to correct. Yeah, that's the way to go. Unify. What does it got? Unify protocol. Unify protocol. Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
That's what he said right there. Unify protocol, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's one out there.
All right, let me see. Present. And I want to go to CoinTrader Pro. I'm going to go, is that Unify Protocol DAO? Does that sound right? Price of it is trading at $4.46. Does that sound correct?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see here. Unify protocol. I'm just going to start right there because that's the lowest peak. And then it's looking like, this is going to definitely be questionable right here on this wave right here. You can, you don't have 5 waves over here. You could have 5 waves over here. Some sort of diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4. Did it hit it? Not really. 5. And then 1, 2, 3. Let me check it out. Yeah, I would just wait for this to correct to see what it's going to do. This is looking awfully, that wick right there. Let me remove that wick. That's the problem with these wicks on some. You look at that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this could have been the wave, possibly, but there's no divergence on that wave. That's the problem. You see, there's no divergence on that wave. It went up way too high. So to say that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now it's over here correcting this. Yeah, I'd have to look into this a little bit more, a little bit closer to see what's going on with it. Usually one of the best things to do that I do with the charts, guys, is that let me stop screen. What I do with the chart is that, like, if I'm very, very interested in the asset and I see something that looks really good, I actually watch the chart for like at least 3 or 4 or 5 days, 6 days to see what it's doing, see if it's actually going to be doing what I think it's going to be doing. And then I can make some calls off that. So I would just wait for that coin to see where it's going to correct to on that wave. It doesn't look that shallow, what it's doing right now. I would want to see it correct a lot more on that wave. It looks way too shallow. It looks way too shallow to be messing with it right now. So it could, you could get in there and it could dump too much, possibly. So that's the issue with it. Sold my coins when it went up. Yeah, I did pretty good too, man. I mean, then everything was going down low for Michael DC was talking about. Everything went down low and then it went up. And then the coins that I didn't want to hold long term, or hold through this, I sold them. Like Flow. I sold, what was it? Chili's. I got out of Chili's, but I kept Matic. I kept Quant. I kept those coins. Obviously I kept my Bitcoin. I'm not worried about that. And then, I kept my Ethereum, but I bought Ethereum at $1,000 last time. I never got rid of it. Just, hey, not a big deal. Just put it away. And now just recently I bought a little bit more Ethereum at $1,200. So I'm okay with it. But the other coins that were a little bit more volatile, a little bit more risky, I just sold them on the last wave up and exited out, took the profits, and then I can re-enter again. So that's how you do it. Some other trades are going to be shorter or longer term trades, swing trades, and some other coins or trades are going to be a little bit shorter. So usually I'm like doing them for like maybe 4 or 5 days to a week, maybe 2 weeks. And then as long as 30 days or 60 days on the trades. And you want to have various ones. Or you can do it within the same coin too. Like I might have Phantom. I got Phantom, like say 19 to 22 cents. And you go up, it goes up to 30 cents. You get 50%. You can sell some of it and then keep some of it, even though it's going to come back down. But at least you made some profits on that last trade when it went up to like say 30 cents. I think 50% was what it would have been. Like 20 cents to 30 cents is what my numbers were running down, even though you could have done better than that. Because I think it went up to 32. So, but then I want to keep more of it too. One of the reasons too, I do keep some coins like that is just because I also know when I have the coins too, I will keep, or I have a position, I will keep more track of that asset. I'll keep more track of it. And so what I mean is that like, okay, I'm invested into this. I'm going to really keep track of it is what happens. So I really keep track of it. Once I sell it, like what was one that I sold, I got rid of, and I kind of just forgot about it. What was one? I can't remember what it was. Oh, like Flow. Like Flow was pretty decent and it went up. I made pretty decent gains. Now I've sold everything out of it. I'll probably forget about Flow after a while. Like if something doesn't pop up or I just kind of forget about it or I see it in a list, I'm like, forget Flow or something like that. So I don't have I don't have any positions in it. So I'm not really like vested or really invested into it. So it doesn't bother me, even though you want to stay on point because then you might miss a good opportunity. Kind of like, what was that one? Flux, Flux looks like it could have a pretty decent setup. So you want to look for the setups too. So, and then also too, you get like a little bit of peace and contentment with, okay, I entered in here. I sold here. I made gains. Now I'm out. Let's go over to another one and make some more gains again. So you get it with that. But then you also lose some too, you know, so it's not so bad. Like I don't have anything positive with Kusama right now. You know, Kusama, man, I practically don't know what's up with that KSM, man. You got to put a Band-Aid on that thing, man. Like, dude, you need, now it's more like a gauze thing. Like you're really bleeding. So that's how I see that. All right, Patrick, anything else, man? You're being awfully quiet today, man. What's up? Usually saying a little bit more.
Yeah, I like checking the charts, man. It's like,
yeah,
I'm really curious where it's
going. You see this guy right here, that Julius guy. He said, "You changed my hodl mentality, man. Coins shall come and go." That's right. You should never be married to a coin. I see that all the time in the crypto verse or the crypto area. They're so attached to the coins. You know, they're like in love with this coin and they don't want to give it up. XRPs like that, Cardano holders like that. What happens with a lot of them, in my opinion, is that, so let's say on Cardano, you bought it in March of 2020 and you rode it up on that massive wave and you made a lot of money. Let's say you just dumped in 50K and you rode up on that wave and now you're a millionaire with Cardano. Well, they're in love with Cardano. I don't get it. I have no idea what the big deal is. You know, I could understand that it made you rich, but who cares? Who cares? When Cardano is done, it's done. It's time to move on to something else. You know, move on to something else. Start making gains over there at another spot. You have better opportunities or the odds are increased. So then what happens is that these same people, they could end up writing these bags down 75%. Could you imagine having a $100,000 bag of Cardano and it goes down 85% to 15 grand? I don't understand. Who does that? Who does that? Now with Bitcoin, I mean, I wouldn't even do it with Bitcoin. If you want to do that with Bitcoin, hey, by all means, go ahead. But personally, my biggest issue with something like that is the pain, is watching the numbers basically in your bank account. You have 100 grand in your bank account and you're just watching that go down to like 15 or 20K. I don't care who you are. That's painful. That's not a good business decision. That's not a good business decision at the end of the day. I know there's taxes and everything that you have to take in consideration, things like that. But, you know, it's just the mental anguish you have to go through to watch the numbers just dwindle away. Like, you know, it's you know, it's like, it's hard to describe. I just don't like it. You know, I don't like it. I don't like that at all. So I prevent it from happening. I could do it a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I can do a little bit. I can watch the numbers go down. Like you got 100,000, maybe it goes down, you know, say 70 or 75 and stuff like that. And then go back up above 100 and back down to like say 90 and then back up, something like that. You know, normal little variations and things like, okay, yeah, sure. We can deal with that. But to watch a bag go from 100 grand back down to like 20 or 15, nah, I'm not doing that. I don't think there's a very good argument for that. I don't think Invest Answers could give a good argument for that. Maybe he can. I'd like to hear it. Here's a little plan come out, put his charts out and everything. Oh yeah, well, by the way, you know, and he's got like some fancy way of presenting that, how that would be a really good deal. But he won't talk about how it's mentally tough, to how that can wear you out mentally. So, and it also depends on how much it is too for some people. You know, like if you're Mark Cuban, watching $100,000 go down to 20 is probably not a big deal. I mean, like, oh, so what, you know? So 22 nickels fell out of my pocket, basically. That wouldn't even be 2 nickels for him. That would be like 2 dust mites or something, like fell out of his pocket. So that's how I see it, but it just kind of depends on, you know, various things. So, all right, Patrick, man, what's going on, man? You're not staying focused in this chat this time.
I'm checking stuff out. I think I think it's going up again.
So at least his hodl mentality changed with it, you know.
Yep.
So just all depends, you know, like most people have to learn the hard way. At least most
Yeah.
men do. They have to learn the hard way.
Definitely. And the other thing is the guys who really made like some decent money, they didn't.
Well, I
hodl.
mean, like you have to understand that it's like, say, who's is it? Cryptos R Us guy, like he tells people to hodl, but he's in a different financial situation. You can't take your financial situation and compare it to him. He's got a business, he's got a website. You know, he's not even worried about that. He's just like, hey, I just buy some Bitcoin, and then, you know, when I'm 65, I'll probably unlock the seed phrase and, you know, get it, because he's got all this other stuff he's worried about. Other people that are out there that probably don't want to see these numbers go up and down as dramatic as they do in the crypto market, because they're actually paying attention, because they're actually like, hey, I really, you know, need to focus or rely on this money as some sort of nest egg or whatever it may become. That's a different scenario. That's a whole different scenario. You know, there's not a one size fits all for anybody, really. It's yeah, especially in cryptocurrency. Not even close in cryptocurrency. It's like, you know, you could tell somebody to buy Bitcoin and buy Ethereum, but you start getting into these other coins and stuff, no way. No way, man. So anything else, Patrick, man? You still looking at some prices, man? What? Like,
Yeah.
Are you getting nervous or something, man? I can see you over there looking at that going, man, look at these coins, man. They're down so deep, man. What the heck happened today? Man, they are down like 25%. Like some of them, what was that? FTT? Wasn't it down like 60% or something like that? I saw 60 on there. I was like, gosh, that coin's having a bad day. Like a real
FTT
bad day.
They got slaughtered. I mean, but
yeah,
that was on the news for like days now. So I hope everybody got out of there early enough.
It was just the FTX exchange that wasn't the US based version of it. That was the exchange, but so they said the US exchange, according to SBF, the US exchange is still okay. That you can still withdraw funds off of that. That's what he said. But he also said too that everything was okay the day before this started to happen, right? They always say that, right? Every time. It's like somebody needs to really call these, like some person with like a bunch of followers on Twitter needs to go over there and just say, look, man, so full of crap, man. We've been down this road before. Not everything's okay. You know, you don't have the money, the cash, or the assets, do you, man? You know, because that's the reality of it. They put that tweet out, like what's his name did it? Do Kwon or whatever his name was. He did it. And Sam Bankman-Fried did the same thing too, man. And look what happened. They don't have squat, neither one of them. So when you see that, there you go. Go place your bets at that point. Whatever it is, whatever XYZ token, you're like, oh, here we go, man. Short setup, right? Short setup. Let's see. Steady lads, deploying more capital. Big Daddy, big E32. You were deploying more capital, right? Is that what you're doing, Big E? I deployed a little bit of capital. I picked up some Bitcoin. This is what I did, Big E. I picked up some Bitcoin at 17,100. And you know what? I saw a woman in my not my Discord. I don't have a Discord channel, but she's in a Discord with me. And you know what? She did a leverage trade on Bitcoin for 17.1, and she made 500% in like, it was like 15 minutes, like 500%. Like, she's like, I'm just going to give it a shot. Let's do it. And she did it. She did it. She showed us the thing. I was like, wow, that's pretty good, you know? And she said, chicks can trade. Chicks could be, you know, once they focus, they could probably be better traders than men. You know, once they get that focus in them and that, like, that gerbil, emotional gerbil that a lot of them have in there. You know, if they're trading, they can't have that emotional gerbil they have in their head. That's for sure. So I bought that too. You want to know else I picked up? Big E32 is I picked up a little bit of Injective Protocol, which was probably a stupid move, but that coin is pissing me off because I was supposed to buy at $1.44 or no, $1.28. I was expecting to go $1.28, and it went to $1.44, and I was like, here it comes, and guess what? It shot up. Yeah, as usual. What do you expect? cryptocurrency shooting up on you and just keeps going up and to the right. So it did a pretty good dip. So I decided to pick up a little bit, just a little bit of ejector protocol, realizing that it could go down some more a little bit. So just a very, very less than 0.5% of what I picked up. I don't care. I'm like, okay, now I have some. Now I'm really going to focus on ejector protocol. So I did that. I picked up a little bit of Casper at 0.033, I think it was. Whatever its low was, I picked that up. And I picked up some Solana at 24 and low 24s. And I was waiting for it to go down a little bit more. Let's see, what did it do? Solana is probably going to, yeah, it's at 23.9. It's at 23.9. So I picked it up a couple times. I did get some at 28. All my Solana that I've gotten over time has all been like under 30. So, and I got 28 and it went down to 25 and then went down to 24. I just doing small little snipes. I went boom, okay, boom, boom. Because I don't think Solana's going anywhere, guys. Could it go down some more in price? It could, but I don't think Solana's going anywhere. It is the fastest blockchain right now. Isn't it, Patrick? I think it's the fastest. Maybe that. Yeah, is Aptos supposed to be faster?
I mean, let's see. It has to be put to the test. I mean, Solana got some.
So here we got this guy.
But again, yeah.
Michael DC, do I think the mess is over? I'll always, after this time, I can't make a decision until I see what Bitcoin and the markets are going to do. So it's going to be very difficult to say right now. But that, I'll tell you right now, Bitcoin wicking down to 17,100, and now it's at, what is it at right now? Bitcoin's at 18,600. Is that right? Yeah, it's at 18,600. I will say this, Michael, DC. Is that for Michael DC? It reminds me of Washington, DC, man. It just does. It's like Washington, DC, you know, like Michael, DC. You could have your own little state capital or your little capital of the United States, man. And matter of fact, I'll vote for you, man, because I know that you'll do a better job. You can't get any worse than what these people do. I mean, like, you could be like, do the worst job and do everything backwards, and you could still do it better than them. So I'll hook you up. So anyhow, the Bitcoin going down to 17,100 and now wicking all the way back up to 18,600, in my opinion, is a good sign. It's a very good sign. Okay. I'll leave it at that. I think it's a very good sign. I mean, so usually you have wicks, but they're wicks down, but they're usually not quite that long. I don't think not there. That's a pretty good. That's a very, very bullish. If it stays like that and it closes like that on a daily candle, just like what you see right now. Am I on a daily chart? I'm actually on a 2-week chart. Let me check the daily chart. On that daily chart like that, or even a weekly chart, would probably be a little bit better. Look at that on that wick that you see coming down like that, Michael. That's a very bullish. That's a bullish candlestick. Very bullish. CHC InvestStorm says CHC has a bearish divergence on the weekly time frame. Is that any important? Yes, that's very important. Bearish divergence is always important. The problem is, InvestStorm, is that the weekly bearish divergence will take some time to play out. So a coin like Chili's, which could be very, very bullish, and more likely it is, even though it's corrected. So now it's probably resolved the bearish divergence already. I'd have to take a look at that, but sometimes they can still go up and keep making divergence. Bearish divergence. So you see it go up, 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 and you still keep seeing divergence. And then eventually it'll resolve. So that's what that can mean. But yeah, bearish divergence. Anytime you see bearish divergence on a weekly, yeah, that's a good sign that you're at the top somewhere. You're somewhere near the top. Good time to start thinking about taking some profits or getting out of your coin. That's what you want to be looking up. Let's say Bitcoin, it goes from let's say 17,000 and it starts going up onto a wave and it's up there at 40, you want to be looking for bearish divergence. Okay. You definitely want to be looking for bearish divergence. If you're in Bitcoin and you're looking to have a plan to sell up there, let's say you bought down here at 17 and you want to sell, as an example, at 40,000, you want to be looking for that bearish divergence in that area for sure. And you're not going to hit it right either. It's selling. Selling takes as much practice as buying something. Okay. Entering into a trade and exiting to a trade. Exiting a trade takes as much practice. You should still sell. You should sell. You shouldn't just hold coins or just hold, right? You should practice selling too. Don't be afraid to sell. Like, just go ahead and sell. You're going to screw it up. I screw it up all the time. I thought I screwed Chili's up when I sold Chili's. I was like, here we go again. Here we go again. I sold Chili's. One guy's on Twitter. Hey, Greg, don't you think it still go up? World Cup's going on. I was like, World Cup's going on. I know that's going on, but I ain't going to make it go up too much more. So I sold it and I was like, there it goes again. I was like, beautiful. Happens to me every time. I sell, keeps going up. So, but look at it now. So now I'm looking at it and going, oh, wow. That's the emotional roller coaster that can go on in your own head with trading. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Just the things out of there that can happen. So you have an emotional roller coaster ride if you're not careful with trading and your coins at the bottom just as much as at the top. It's always about, oh man, I'm leaving money on the table or I didn't get enough money, right? So that's how that works, man. But yeah, bearish divergence is always bearish divergence is all the divergence, the main divergence, bullish divergence and bearish divergence. That's probably one of the best things that you can use in your arsenal for trading. By far. It's like it's a top 3 thing. It's in the top 3 thing. You have divergence not only in the RSI, you have in the MACD. There's this stochastic RSI. You can check for divergences. By far, divergences, knowing how those work, whether they're hidden or regular bearish divergence, is extremely, extremely important. Extremely important. So somebody here had a question. A0 reacting from the bottom. Oh, really? What's going on? Hey, that was a coin. A0 was a coin that I was going to go, all right, we are dumping hard. We're just dumping. And everybody's going to be scared to death. I went over and looked at A0 and I was like, what the heck's up with this coin? It's not dumping. Oh, it's just getting sucked up. It's just getting sucked up. Yeah, a little bit of a reaction. Julius. But yeah, I'm bullish on A0. The reason I'm bullish on A0, guys, is because there's some guys in the crypto space that have a little bit of money that are getting involved in that coin. That's why I'm bullish on it. Not because it's a really good project or anything, but there's some guys with a little bit of money with just good, I'll just say a good amount of money, if you will, that are going into that project. So it should shoot up. All right, guys. Hey, Patrick, man, you're so quiet today. What's going on, bud?
I was just checking A0 on some different exchanges. You need to be careful. Like, there's a lot of arbitrage on A0 still, I think. Like between the different exchanges. So I think that's a reason.
You think what's the reason? How do you know there's arbitrage going on? So somebody's taking some A0 on one exchange, moved to over, selling it for a profit.
Yeah, no, I was checking the A0 earlier, like, and they like on the different exchanges, they have like 1, 2, 3 cent difference. So yeah. I'm not too sure, like I'm not too sure.
So you don't know for sure?
No, what I'm saying, like, is you should always be like a little bit careful if they like 3, 4 cent different on different exchanges. Like,
well, I mean, Gala the other day over on some other exchange, this stuff was 0.008.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. There was something wrong.
They're
Because
they're almost all like that. Like I could go over there, I go find Solana, man. I mean, I was looking at Solana today. It was like $24 over there. It was like $21 on another one. I was on Solana.
yeah, but there was something wrong.
The only one. I mean, you can even find that on Bitcoin, man. You know, over there in Korea,
Yeah,
man.
definitely.
People are like, yeah, over in Korea, like they're getting Bitcoin for like 800 or like, what is it, $100 or $200 cheaper, more expensive at any given time or something like that because of exchange rate and other things that are going on. So, all right, you got 25 people. At one time, we had like 42 people in here. We've been on this chat for 2 hours, man. Is that an actual 2 hours? That's unbelievable, man. I've been running my mouth for 2 hours. It doesn't seem like it.
47 people were on earlier. But
Okay.
let me ask you one thing. You said this is one of the top 3 things. So maybe you share the other top 2 besides divergence. What are the other top 2 you're looking at?
Oh, I said the knowing your divergences, obviously knowing your price, I'll put on there. Probably I would say just knowing the waves, the divergences, and knowing your support and resistance stuff. I would say that you could trade with those 3 right there. RSI. Well, no, let me take that back. RSI's got to be in there for me too. Well, you're going to use the RSI with your divergences, so I can include that, right? RSI,
Yeah, sure.
You can't find the divergence without the RSI, so it's already in there. So yeah, I'll stick with what I had. That's what I would say. But I'll say this too. But I'll say this about trading. Like if you hear somebody like this thing is they're going to give you this thing to make you a better trader. No, they're not. No, you're not. You're not going to. There's no secrets to trading. There's no secrets. It's mind discipline. That's all it is. That's it. That's it, guys. You'll get your own system. You'll just only think that this some other guy's system is probably better than your system. That's not true. No. You have everything right there on TradingView. Most everything's for free, guys. You don't need to be paying thousands of dollars for these supposed trading systems. Now, day trading, there might be something out there for day trading. I don't do day trading. Trading on 1-minute charts and 2-minute charts and all that. Maybe there's something out there, but I don't know. I don't think you need it really, guys. All right, Patrick, man, we finished. I'm finished, and we're going to go. I can't believe I've been here for 2 hours. Going to head out. Was a good one, guys. Catch you next time.
Yep.
Thanks, Brom. Appreciate that, buddy. He's probably already gone. All right.
Oh, he's right there.
I do appreciate you guys having a little bit of patience with me. I'm still getting used to to this system a little bit and putting the charts out there. And I want to let you guys know that don't panic over this stuff. There's a lot of people, man, are going to get very emotional with the price action of Bitcoin today. Okay, especially since Bitcoin broke that previous low of 17,500. So bears are going to be out going, "Told you so, told you so." So at the end of the day, I'm just not really worried about it. I did say that this could happen. And some people forget about that part. So that's all I want to say about that, guys. I'm not too worried about anything that's going on right now in the market. So just wait for it to suss itself out. So far, so good. And it's a nice reaction with some of these coins too. Like the guy said with, there you go, Michael DC. This guy right here. You see this guy right here? He knows that. Zero emotions. That's right. You want to be like the Terminator when it comes to trading. Don't let these people bother you. So like if you are in a trade and you read something on Twitter and you start having this feeling like, oh, like this, you start going like that, you're like, oh man, yeah, it's getting into your head, to your emotional head too much. So you either have too much on the table or you need to go back to the drawing board and get control of the emotions. So Alluvium making good moves? I don't think so. Last time I looked, yeah, stay pumped up. Last time I looked at it, Juan, I was waiting for the reaction off the bottom, and it doesn't look like it's done anything. Yeah, no, man. Alluvium came around and broke the low, and now you got to wait for the reaction off the bottom for Alluvium. Alluvium is not looking good, guys, even though I do like the coin. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping by.
Stay pumped.
Yeah, stay pumped, man. Stay pumped up.